Welcome, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Work smarter where you want.
This is learning at its most fun.
Good morning or good afternoon to some. This is a new partner spotlight with Redtail Technology. I'm your host, Austin Johnson, trainer and subject matter expert here at Redtail Technology. Today, I'm joined by my friend Louis from Hubli, and he's going to show you how Hubli is helping to improve the advisor workflow process. So, Louis, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Austin. Really appreciate the introduction. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It's a lovely day outside in Vancouver, British Columbia here. My name is Louis. I'm a CEO and also co-founder at Hubli. And on the call with me as well is Ron, who's one of the other co-founders. For today, I'm going to share my screen and walk you guys through a quick presentation to give you a little bit of context and background on Hubli. We're then going to do a deep dive on our Redtail integration and a quick demo of the product. Let me just get my screen shared here. Great. So at Hubli, we're on a mission to build better enablement technology and tools for financial advisors that'll make it easier for you to scale your services and processes. We have a vision and a mission as a team, and we wake up every day to build a world where comprehensive financial advice is more transparent, accessible, and customer-centric. Personally, my background is from the robo-advisory industry. I worked for a company called Wealthsimple, and I helped build technology that allowed one financial advisor to provide investment advice to over 10,000 clients. However, I've always thought comprehensive financial planning is more important to understand a client's needs and to make sure that they actually do the proper things for their finances. And I believe it's possible to build technology to bring more scalability and efficiency to comprehensive financial advisory services, so more households can get access to those. The customers that we love working with at Hubli are hungry and ambitious advisory firms that are looking to grow and meet the needs of their clients, believe in being the quarterbacks of their clients' holistic financial picture, provide some sort of upfront financial planning, and are working to scale a repeatable client experience. Ron and I started Hubli about 2 years ago now. We spent thousands of hours shadowing financial advisors, trying to understand how you think, how you operate, what does your day-to-day look like? And our main goal is to figure out how can we make your life easier? And we continue to focus on that today and to build a product to support you better. We're also backed by the Barclays Accelerator powered by Techstars in New York, which positions us with a strong support network of mentors and advisors to make sure that we continue to build the right product for our growing community of advisors. Today, we've had several advisory firms come to us, and they generally come to us with two common challenges. The first is that they have this overwhelming feeling that things are falling through the cracks, and they're not delivering on those long-term promises they've made to their clients. The second challenge is for advisory teams that want to set themselves and their team up for growth with a more repeatable and scalable system that ensures every client has the same experience, no matter which team member is actually servicing them. And we're proud of the fact that we've helped dozens of firms overcome these challenges. And so you might be wondering what our product actually does. There's a couple of key areas that we focus on. The first is increasing the client capacity per advisor, basically making it easier for you to onboard and retain more households. We focus on improving long-term retention by helping you automate some of your client engagements, from check-ins to reviews to even staying on top of evolving client birthdays. We also help simplify your audit readiness by making it easier to track the value you deliver to your clients through the workflows that you complete in Hubli. And lastly, we make team collaboration simpler. I know how difficult a transition for many firms have been going remote over the last couple of months. And with Hubli, it's easier for you to work and collaborate with your team to make sure that everyone is working on the right thing at the right time. We've built Hubli to work unlike any other workflow or task management solution. I'm sure all of you have tried Trello, Asana, or all the other task management solutions on the market, but Hubli is purpose-built for this financial advisory industry. We focus on helping you manage and prioritize tasks with workflows. And we know that financial planning is a very unique process tailored to each client, and your workflows need to be able to adjust to that. And our product helps you do that for every household. Now that you have a little context on Hubli's background and how we got started, I'm going to share my screen and walk you guys through how our Redtail integration works. Once you get started with Hubli, you're going to set up your account, and then you're going to click next here. You're then going to choose the CRM that you want to integrate with. For today, we're going to go with Redtail, and you're going to put in your account information. And hitting next will basically start the client sync. While the client sync is going, you can enter into your Hubli hub. Our integration with Redtail focuses on eliminating data rekeying. We know how often you have to rekey data, and with Hubli, we help you leverage your existing client data to make your workflow smarter. The information we sync with Redtail includes contact first name, last name, email, phone number, household information, tag groups, and also your notes. Throughout the webinar, I'll show you where that information becomes really handy in our workflow system. Now that our integration has finished, you can access your client list directly from Redtail right here in Hubli. Once we get started with Hubli, the first thing we focus on through our onboarding process is to help you better categorize your book of clients. And there's two ways that we do that. The first is through what we call service streams. Service streams are a great way to keep track of those high-level services you provide to different clients. This is fully customizable, and another common way advisors bundle their services is through a silver, gold, or platinum service stream, which determine the engagements with your clients. The second way we do it is we sync directly with your tag groups in Redtail and help you quickly use those important client attributes you already have in your CRM to bring some automation to your workflows. Client attributes are a great way to track the micro information about your clients. When you're building out Hubli, there's a couple ways to get started. The first is to adopt a workflow from our templates library, or you can create a workflow from scratch for a process you already know. For the purposes of today's demo, I'm going to create a workflow from scratch, and I'm actually going to create one of those workflows that I know all of us dread on this call, which is your data discovery and collection workflow. And commonly, you can then start adding tasks. And I know that first task is generally sending a welcome email to the client with that data gathering checklist. Once a task is created, you can make it a little bit smarter by adding a reminder against it to let you know, hey, when a client enters into this workflow, I want to be reminded immediately to send that email. You can also add an email template directly into Hubli that you commonly use for this task. This email template can then be copy and pasted and sent either through your Redtail client or through your local email client, depending on what you use. You can then add additional tasks to further customize the workflow. I'm going to add a task that is also very important, but is only important for a subset of clients. And so let's say that you have a task that says collect 401k statements from your clients, but you only want this task to be assigned to a specific client that actually has that tag. And so you can make tasks conditional in Hubli and say that I only want this task assigned to my clients that actually have a 401k account. And so with Hubli, it becomes really easy to personalize workflows on a client-by-client level. A workflow in Hubli can be thought of a templated task list that is assigned to a user when they enter into that workflow. And so I'm going to add a client to show you what that looks like. And so you can add a client in, and you can see that Amanda has only received one of those two tasks that we've created because she doesn't have a 401k tag. If a client had a 401k tag, they would have two tasks assigned to them. Now that you can see how easy it is to get started and up and running with Hubli, I'm going to switch over to a fully configured demo hub to show you how Hubli will actually change your day-to-day operations. Once you've created and configured some of your favorite workflows and processes, you can organize them into a process or a grouping of workflows. One of the most common processes in Hubli is our client onboarding process, where you can visually see how clients are moving from lead to actually billing and account opening throughout the onboarding process. You no longer have to have sticky notes, Excel sheets, or whiteboards just to figure out where clients are at in your onboarding process. Everything in Hubli is flexible, workflows can be moved around, and clients can be added to workflows accordingly. The other things you can see directly from this dashboard is you can see the progress that specific clients are making. You can see team members that are assigned to individual clients or workflows. And you can also see upcoming reminders and also service streams that are assigned to clients directly from one screen. And on a day-to-day, you can log into Hubli and you can see that Devin has an overdue reminder. And you can open up Devin's client card. The client card is what you can think of home base as this client's information and where we really start to leverage that integration with Redtail. At a glance, you can see the household that Devin is part of on the top left here. On the right side, you can see and enter into that client profile directly into Redtail by clicking this button. We sync some of that important contact information and important client dates. We sync your tag groups, and we also sync your notes from Redtail. And so at a glance, you have access to a lot of information about the client in Hubli. You can add notes in Hubli that then translate to Redtail and vice versa. And you can also further customize this templated task list that has been assigned to Devin. And so you can add specific tasks for Devin. All the tasks that are in Hubli are all tasks and workflows that are completed in Hubli are tracked. And you can see which prior workflows Devin has completed and which workflows he is currently part of in the drop-down menu here. Advisors love the client card because it provides them with a high level of information of some of that important and crucial data from their CRM so they know who their client is while you're working through the processes and workflows in Hubli to actually move that client along and make sure that they're properly serviced. Once you've built out your most common workflows and have configured them in Hubli, you can quickly save them into what we call quick access layouts of your hub, or what we call views. Views allow you to jump between some of those important areas of your business so you can quickly change focus and make sure that you stay on top of new clients, existing clients, and how your business is evolving throughout the year. And these can be accessed in the top left here. And so some of the other common views in Hubli is our new client onboarding view, which I just showed you, where you can visually see that 30, 60, and 90-day experience you're trying to create for your clients. You can see your client check-in view, where you can stay on top of scheduling, meeting setup, and also that follow-up meeting. You can visualize your ongoing client reviews, your RMD filings, your L&D insurance review, estate planning reviews that you are conducting for clients on a regular basis. And you can also even start visualizing your service calendar that you follow for all of your clients, such as your Q1 review workflows and even your second quarter workflows. And jumping between them is really simple with a click of a button. I'm going to show you guys the client check-ins view. As you can see, you can once again then visually see how clients are moving through your check-in process. The most powerful thing with Hubli is how we are going to start automating some of your check-ins and use some of that data from your CRM to help you make it easier for you to stop running reports on when to actually check in with clients. And we use this by what we call workflow rules, which can be accessed in the edit menu in Hubli. And so workflow rules can leverage some of that categorization information that we set up in the initial part of the onboarding process, so you can actually automate your check-ins. And so you can see that the rule on this workflow has been created here that basically says, I want to add all of my clients that I actively manage assets for that are part of my higher net worth bracket into this workflow every 3 months, starting January 1st. And so what Hubli will do is it will look for your overlap of clients that you actively manage assets for that have higher net worth attribute, and it'll add them into this workflow. So you no longer have to run tedious reports or remember on an Excel sheet or your calendar on when to check in with specific clients. Hubli will automatically prompt you and add those clients into a workflow. You can also add a number of other great rules with Hubli. We have an important client date rule, which you can set rules against meeting dates to add clients into workflows. We have our add or remove stream rule to add or remove specific services to clients at the start or the complete of a workflow. And also age-based rules to add clients into workflows based on their age. We also have an integration with Zapier to automate some of these additional functionalities. The whole point with Hubli is that we want to leverage the information from your CRM to eliminate a lot of the time you're spending running reports to figure out which client engagements you have upcoming with the year. And as you can see, we work very closely with your CRM to make it possible for you to scale a more high-touch client experience, whether you're just a solo advisor and looking to increase your capacity, or you're an advisory team that's looking to improve how you collaborate with your team. One of the biggest frustrations we heard from a lot of our advisors early on is that they have multiple monitors with multiple tabs open, sticky notes on their desk with a whiteboard, just to figure out where they left clients off, and they can't stay sane. And so with Hubli, you can quickly visualize your whole practice and know that everything is on track. We see ourselves as your partners in growth, and we work with every single one of our advisory firms hands-on to actually build out your workflow hub for you. We know how busy you are, and we see ourselves as that workflow expert that's going to help come in and actually help build out your workflow system for you. I would love to touch on our onboarding question right after I take some questions about the actual demo. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Louis. That's some awesome stuff. All right, everybody. So we're going to move into Q&A now. So if you want to go ahead and pop your question into either the Q&A box or the chat box, we'll be checking both. Ask some questions to Louis about what Hubli can offer you. And Louis, while we're waiting for the audience to go ahead and put their questions in, I actually wanted to start off with a question of my own. And so obviously, Redtail has a workflow tool inside the CRM.
Yep.
Can you kind of explain what makes you guys different from that workflow tool, or how you interact with that workflow tool, or what are some key similarities and differences between the two?
Awesome. That's a great question. We get that one often, Austin. I'm actually going to ask Ron to answer that one because he's a co-founder and also our lead on the product, and he focuses on that heavily with our current team. So Ron, go ahead.
Everyone, how's it going? As Louis mentioned, my name is Ron. I'm one of the co-founders, and on the day-to-day, I lead our product development and also work with all of our advisors. I think actually Redtail CEO said it best during the Advice Tech one-day summit earlier in the month. And the way that he put it is basically, Redtail is really focusing on building out these integrations with all the other pieces of tech that advisors use to create this one consolidated basically single truth for client data. And the way that we look at it is that we work with Redtail to help you actually take that data that's all in one place, it's accurate, it's up to date, and operationalize it with Hubli workflows. And our bread and butter, so the reason that we exist, is to make your lives easier and build out workflow solutions and automations and other tools that help you stay on track and help you scale your business, whether you're doing it alone or you're trying to basically help a team go remote or work more efficiently together. So we focus solely on the workflows and on the operational aspect, and we leave it to Redtail to really focus on the integrations and the collection of client data.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Ron. Okay, we have some more questions coming in. So first question comes from Anthony. He says, what about the ad hoc tasks that are scheduled from a meeting?
Yeah, so Vincent, there's a couple ways you can do that with Hubli. As you can see in the demo here, let me just go back here. We can pop back into Devon. And so when you create a workflow, it's basically a templated task list for the client. You can then, on a client by client level, actually add specific tasks just for that client. We believe that, and you asking about a running daily to-do list, We see Hubli as your service system or service delivery system where you're actually moving clients through. We're not your daily work to-do list, but there are some workarounds we have found with Hubli to make sure that there are ways to do that.
And I think the other important note to put in there is that, so we find that those ad hoc tasks generally fall into two categories. Either they are meeting follow-up tasks, in which case, if Louis navigates back to the check-in workflow, that's exactly where we see a lot of advisors record those ad hoc tasks, is in that fourth and final client check-in follow-up workflow. And as Louis mentioned, you can customize a task list once we open up John's client card here to really add those ad hoc tasks for John. We also make it really easy to schedule workflows if those ad hoc tasks have to do with future reviews or future basically actions like contributions or withdrawals from accounts. And that's the other way that we've really seen advisors kind of change the way they do things is instead of setting a task to remember to contribute a certain amount to a specific account, they're actually able to schedule that as a workflow and add a start date along with a task that specifies how much, which account, and throw it into the future, knowing that whenever they come back to the client's card, they can see that upcoming, and that in the future, once that date comes around, September 28th in this case, that client will be added to that workflow. So when you log in the morning, you'll see that is now on your agenda for today.
Follow-up question here from Vincent. Do those integrate into the Redtail calendar or those exist in Hubli?
So these exist solely in Hubli. That's a great question, Vincent. But the way that we actually do integrate with Redtail on this is we make it really easy to add a comment on these tasks, which then record back into Redtail and appear in your client information there. The reason that we don't sync back and forth is because we really do find that advisors check Hubli at the beginning and the end of the day to make sure that things are on track. They set up the reminders for how they want to run the rest of their week. And then they really reference back to Redtail when they're doing the actual work. And it's not just Redtail. You're going to be going into eMoney, you're going to be going into AdvicePay and all the other pieces of software that we actually make it really easy to link into from the tasks or right from the client card as you go through.
All right. Awesome. We had a question come in from Anthony. He wants to know about the pricing structure and the pricing model. Can you guys share a little bit more about your pricing?
Awesome. Yes, there's no more questions about the demo. I will switch over and talk about our onboarding process and pricing. So at Hubli, we have one promise that we make to all of the advisory firms we work with, and that's that we help do the heavy lifting for you. We know how busy you already are as an advisor, and sitting down and actually creating all of your workflows and processes from scratch is really tedious and difficult to do while still trying to run your business. And so we've designed a 4-step onboarding process with a hands-on approach to make sure that you and your team are set up for growth. And we offer onboarding services that we first focus on working to understand your challenges and to define what success looks like with Hubli implemented in your firm. We then conduct a service deep dive and discovery process to understand who your client niche is and what are the services you're working to scale. We use that information with the knowledge we have on best practices to work to actually assemble your workflow hub for you. Our goal as a team is to build out your workflow hub 80% of the way there, and then to take you and your team through a change management and training process to ensure everyone is comfortable using the new system. What we charge for these services and for the product is we keep it quite simple. For solo advisors, we charge $99 per month. And for advisory teams, we charge $199 per month per advisor, which gives you up to 3 support staffs for free. So 1 advisor seat with 3 support staff seats is $199 per month. And as mentioned, we work hands-on with all of our advisors to ensure that you're actually successful and that you have a system in place that you trust and can work on. And for that, we charge a one-time onboarding fee for this service based on the complexity of your firm. But since we're launching our exciting partnership with Redtail, we are offering a 25% off this implementation fee for all new Redtail users. How to get started with Hubli is I personally look forward to working with all of you today. I was really excited to do this demo, and we've seen how successful the integration with Redtail and Hubli can be for many firms. If you're interested in getting started, I would love for you to schedule a strategy call with me at louis.myhubli.com, or you can visit our website and do the same thing. What I'll do is basically learn about your firm, what your current challenges are, and we can put together a customized plan to get your workflow system set up.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.